How y'all doing? This is Carla Widenix with today's inspiration. And as always, I'm here to encourage you and to remind you that you can live every day on purpose. In my job, one of the duties that I'm responsible for is distributing students' mail. Where I work is a residential program, and students live on campus. And they come to my office for the mail, okay, for their meal. It it never ceases to amaze me, or to tickle me, or to just make me laugh. A lot of times with their reaction and their attitude when they're looking for mail. Sometimes they'll come, and this happens more often than not, and they'll say, "Well, I wonder how come it's not here." They'll ask me, how long will it take? Number one, I tell them I don't work for the post office. I just, when they pick up the mail from the post office, they bring it to me and I give it out. I have no idea how long the post office is going to take to deliver the mail. Okay? Then number two, a lot of them will say, and this again happens all the time, "I wonder why it's not here." And I'll ask, or either they'll say, "She mailed it yesterday," and I'm like, unless you live in the neighborhood, it's not going to be here the next day. Well, I want it now. Well, there's protocol, and there's a process, and there's a procedure. She may have mailed it, and it wasn't even picked up until today, and how's it going to get here today? And so they'll be looking and looking and looking, and then when they get their mail, they are so happy. Usually, if they're expecting something like money, or a care package, with food in it and snacks and what have you, they're very happy, of course. And I said all of that to say this because that reminds me of people in general. We are indeed like that. We live in a world where everything is so elevated and quickened. We want stuff right now. You've heard it. You've heard it many times, I'm sure, in church, where they say, "This is not Burger King. You can't have it your way." And we live in a fast food society. We live in a microwave society where we want it right now, regardless of what it takes to get it. We don't care that it's a process. We don't care that things need to be shaped and molded and birthed and well, that's not the right word, but raised and nurtured and all before it's available already for release. Same with the mail. It's not going to happen the same day, or if you want it the next day, you got to pay for it. You got to pay extra. That's with life. Anything you want, you got to work for it. But it don't always happen overnight. I was watching a movie last night, Lucy. It was about Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, and how they came about making the show that we all love, I Love Lucy. And, their Desilu production company and the studio and what have you. But one thing about that, as funny as Lucy is or was, and we love her the comedy about her. But she still had to train. One thing she realized early was that she wasn't like everybody else. She didn't always fit in. She didn't fit in. And then she started studying with Red Skelton. And he said, when it comes to us, we are different. And he let her know that it's okay to be different. You just have to learn how to work it and use it. And, so there was a procedure. He trained her and prepared her for what they call slapstick or vaudeville. But, she was able to do that kind of comedy. You know what she did, with jumping in the grapes and eating the chocolate, and when the bread grew too long, well, she even had to act with one of the Harpo brothers. And, but she, although she had the talent, it still needed to be shaped and groomed, and she needed to be prepared. It didn't just happen overnight. So that's my encouragement to you right now, is to be patient. Let it work. Trust the process and be patient. Okay? And if you want it extra and you want it quicker, you got to put some more work in it. You might have to put some more money into it. You might have to put a lot more effort into it. But again, be patient, and just wait on God and trust the process. All right? God bless you. This is Carla Widenix with today's inspiration.